Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we are going to be talking about Tennessee. Now, the reason we are going to be talking about Tennessee is supposedly there was a bit of a leak. Now, I know I don't normally cover leaks in terms of SnowRunner or really any other games, but this one was very interesting, especially because it came out on MapRunner. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive into the rest of the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, before we get much further into the video, I do want to go ahead and remind you guys that this is just speculation at this point. Now, Tennessee is not the confirmed location for Phase 7. However, this is what was seen on MapRunner. Now, it's marked as a DLC and as a leak. Now, I have not yet found confirmation on where this leak came from, but I suspect it was from someone data mining maybe in the public test server. Now, once again, I'm not completely certain of where MapRunner gets their information, but it would be very interesting to know what the initial source was. Now, shortly after that, I also noticed that in the official SnowRunner Discord, in the PTS discussion area, the user NextHedge posted a supposed list of tasks and contracts as well as contests from the first map of the, air quotes here, Tennessee region. Now, I'm not 100% sure, once again, where he is getting these, but they look to be in line with what they said previously about Phase 7 being primarily about competitive driving, because, as you can see down here under the contest section, they have circuit race, qualification, workout, parkour, and extreme slope. Now, those are definitely some odd terms to see in relation to SnowRunner, but moving forward, we're going to, like I said before, in the beginning of the video, we're going to be treating this as a rumored supposed leak and not concrete information. We are not treating anything as concrete information until we hear it directly from the developers. That way, we can be certain whether or not the information we're discussing is a rumored leak or confirmed info. Now, personally, something I found very interesting about this whole thing is the fact that we're already seeing things supposedly getting leaked about a future phase, while Phase 6 in Maine is still in its very early stages of the public test server. Now, for example, the contract that I'm doing right now, Delivery to the Pier, actually doesn't even give you a experience or money reward yet because the public test server has not been updated with those parameters as of yet. Now, also, quick comment on the truck that I'm using right now. This is YaBuddy's version of Rebel TRX-01's Ram, and you can find more info about this truck on YaBuddy's Discord, and it is a PC exclusive mod. Now, if this information about a future phase is accurate, it seems as though they've taken a heavy inspiration from mod maps such as Stadium Super Trucks. Now, Stadium Super Trucks really did kick off that competitive driving mindset in terms of mod maps. Now, there have also been other mod maps before it that have really promoted that style of driving and that style of gameplay, namely Truck Night in America, but unfortunately, due to some complications with the map file, complications with the coding, and the map reaching a state where its creator basically stopped updating it, unfortunately, we don't really have the ability to use the Truck Night in America maps anymore in SnowRunner. Now, interestingly enough, a lot of the players that were using Truck Night in America regularly did migrate over to the Stadium Super Trucks map, but obviously the Stadium Super Trucks map didn't have some of the features that we enjoyed about Truck Night in America. That's not to say that Stadium Super Trucks isn't a great map. It's actually a wonderful map, and I've had some incredible memories there, but it would be really interesting to see where the developers go in terms of a, developer standpoint competitive driving based environment or competitive driving based map, especially when I see something like Circuit Race. Now, does that mean there's going to be an actual race track, or does that mean it's just a timed race around a certain section of a default kind of vanilla looking map? Be really interested to find out. Now, before we get too far along in the video, I know this is about a supposed leak regarding a Tennessee region, but let's not let that take away at all from how incredibly beautiful the new and upcoming Maine region in Phase 6 actually is. Now, if you skipped out on some of the previous seasons or some of the previous phases, I definitely recommend jumping back into Phase 6, because I definitely think that even just for the maps, it's a very worthwhile phase, and it's definitely a phase that would be worth the price of entry for the DLC. Even if you don't have the Year 2 pass and you want to get Phase 6 separate, I definitely still think that it's going to be completely worthwhile. Not only because of the gameplay that it allows you to have, but because of the incredible vistas and views that this map can give you. Now, one of the things that I also wanted to touch on is, obviously, there was a little bit of confusion when I originally introduced Phase 6 on my channel, especially in regards to special features like photo mode, and there were some people that were thinking thinking that photo mode itself was a part of the paid options for Phase 6. Photo mode is going to be just part of the general update that everybody gets, and then the maps themselves, like the region within Maine, that would be the paid portion of the DLC. Now, obviously, there are going to be truck upgrades hidden within Maine, and those also would fall under the category of paid DLC, but once again, features like photo mode would be part of the general update that everyone in the game is going to get when Phase 6 releases. Now, at this point in the video, I would like to hear from you guys down in the comment section as to what you think of this supposed leak. Do you think it's legit? Do you think it's something that they're actually doing? Do you think it's a direction that they're actually going? Or do you think they're going to come out with new info a little bit later on down the line and say, nope, that's wrong, that's not what we're doing, and that's not the direction we're going? Because keep in mind, you know, if Phase 6 is Maine, and then if Phase 7 ends up being in Tennessee, that will be 2 US regions in DLC back-to-back. Now, that wouldn't be necessarily, it wouldn't be completely unheard of, it wouldn't be completely off the table, but at the same time, it does kind of get outside of their general rhythm. So it would be interesting to see how they end up structuring that release schedule. Now, of course, every time information about a supposed new phase comes out, obviously there are going to be multiple different types of opinions, both on different sides of the aisle, regarding what type of phases people would like to see in this game. And sometimes you see everything from, you know, some people will want a phase focused almost entirely on logging, whereas some other people will want a phase almost entirely focused on heavy hauling, whereas some other people will want a phase focused entirely on exploration. And, you know, obviously there are different environments that people want that is packed into those opinions as well. And I think, you know, the biggest challenge for the developer of a game like this is trying to keep the entire player base, you know, occupied and also happy with the game as they go through each phase. So that's why I think they try to really focus on allowing all of the different features of the game to be used as they move into different phases. Now, some of the new things that they added in Phase 6, like for example these longer planks, aren't necessarily earth-shattering new features, but they do give you a different type of cargo to haul around. Now, is it a new cargo? Yes and no, right? So one of the things I have on the trailer right now, the first thing is a 4-unit long planks cargo. And what it is basically is they just took kind of the standard wooden planks and stretched it and made it worth 4 units. Now, is that an earth-shattering type of cargo? I don't think it's earth-shattering, but at the same time, I do think it still adds a, you know, I think it adds a bit of value in terms of switching up the cargo types that you could carry. Now, would I like to see more new types of carryable cargo? Absolutely. But at the same time, am I mad about the fact that they've changed up the way that wooden planks get hauled? No, not necessarily. But circling back around into our discussions about Phase 7, it has been confirmed that they are focusing on competitive driving in Phase 7. They just haven't really said anything official on where it's going to be based or the type of gameplay it's going to entail, beyond, of course, saying that it was going to be based around competitive driving. Now, will every single mission in Phase 7 be competitive driving based? Probably not. That would seem a little bit far, in my opinion. I mean, if they really wanted to invest that much in competitive driving, it would seem like they would need to build a little bit of a different framework for the game world. But I mean, you know, we've been wrong before in terms of things like that, and sometimes, you know, game developers can surprise us in terms of the way they decide to go with a new update or DLC, and there might be something in the works that none of us are expecting whatsoever, which would be kind of cool if you think about it, because SnowRunner has definitely followed a certain DLC pattern for a long time, and to see them completely change that up and move this sort of, you know, DLC strategy into something completely different, like into a completely different realm, I feel like there are going to be some people that are going to be happy about it and other people that are going to be maybe not so happy about it, and then some of them are going to end up playing the DLC and sort of come around to the idea, and then others are either not going to play it or they're going to play it and go, nah, I don't like that. And the thing is, that's kind of the way it ends up being with any game that has DLC. You're going to have people that like a certain DLC, and you're going to have people that don't like a certain DLC. My question to you guys is, what do you think of when you hear the phrase, you know, this upcoming phase is based around competitive driving? Like, does that make you excited? Does that make you iffy? Does it make you a little apprehensive as to the way it's going to be? Does it make you concerned? Let me know any and all of those thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And if you have anything else that you would like to address in the comment section that you would like us to talk about here on the channel, please do once again chime in down there, and I will of course be down in the comment section to of course chat with you guys and answer as many questions as I can. That's gonna do it for this video though, and I will see y'all in the next one. Talk to y'all later.